Hello, hello. Welcome, dear emperors and empresses, to this channel where we share ancient wisdom that transforms lives. Today, I have something truly special for you, something I've kept under wraps for a long time and decided to unveil because I know many of you are going through tough times and need a powerful solution. What I'm about to reveal to you today is not just a simple bath. No. This is a sacred ritual, a powerful road-opening bath that has the ability to simultaneously transform three fundamental areas of your life: money, love, and health. Can you imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling doors opening in all three of these areas? How the universe conspires in your favor. This knowledge comes from one of the greatest magicians who ever lived, Saint Cyprian. For those unfamiliar, Saint Cyprian was a powerful wizard who later converted to Christianity. And before he passed away, he chose to reveal all his magical secrets in manuscripts that have been kept hidden for centuries. Was fortunate enough to gain access to one of these original manuscripts through a spiritual teacher who took me under his wing years ago. In that manuscript, I discovered this ritual that changed my life forever, and today, for the very first time, I'm going to share it with you in its entirety. I warn you, this is not an ordinary bath. It's not something you'll find in any spellbook or in typical YouTube videos. This is a complete, detailed ritual infused with the transformative power that only Saint Cyprian could impart in his spiritual works. So, if you're ready to learn this secret, to radically change your life, to open all the paths that have been blocked, stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to reveal absolutely everything, step by step, so you can perform it in the comfort of your home. Are you prepared? Let's dive into the ancient wisdom of Saint Cyprian. Before we get into the details of the ritual, it's important to understand who Saint Cyprian was and why his knowledge holds so much power. Saint Cyprian was born in Antioch in the 3rd century AD. From a very young age, he dedicated himself to studying the occult arts, black magic, and witchcraft. He traveled through Egypt, Chaldea, and India, learning the deepest secrets of magic, and became one of the most powerful sorcerers of his time. Legend has it that Saint Cyprian fell in love with a young Christian woman named Justina, whom he tried to win over using his magical powers. However, all his spells failed against Justina's faith. This impressed Cyprian so much that he decided to investigate the power of the Christian God, which eventually led him to convert to Christianity. What's fascinating about Saint Cyprian is that before completely abandoning magic, he decided to document all his magical knowledge in books that have been passed down through generations. These books, known as the Grimoires of Saint Cyprian, contain highly powerful rituals because they combine elements of ancestral magic with Christian faith, creating a unique and extraordinarily effective form of magic. The bath I'm going to teach you today comes directly from these secret grimoires. It's a ritual that Saint Cyprian specifically designed to open all the blocked paths in a person's life. And the most impressive part is that it works on all three fundamental areas: money, love, and health. Why these three areas? Because Saint Cyprian understood they are the essential pillars of a fulfilling life. It's useless to have money if you don't have health to enjoy it. It's pointless to have health if you're alone, without love. And love becomes complicated when there are constant financial worries. This ritual has something unique that you won't find in other baths: the ability to balance these three forces. It's not a bath that attracts money at the expense of your health or improves your love life, but drains your wallet. No. The secret of Saint Cyprian lies in the perfect harmony of the elements, in the precise combination of sacred herbs. When I found this ritual in the ancient manuscripts, my life was at a critical juncture. I was facing serious financial problems. My relationship was on the verge of collapse, and I suffered from constant physical exhaustion. I decided to try this bath exactly as the manuscript instructed, following each step in detail. What happened next still astonishes me. In less than a week, I received a call for a job that paid double what I was earning before. My partner and I had a deep conversation that completely renewed our relationship, and that chronic fatigue that tormented me began to fade gradually. I share this with you because I want you to understand that what I'm about to share is not theory or superstition. It's real, proven knowledge that continues to work today, even though it was created over 1700 years ago. In this video, we're going to explore this powerful ritual of Saint Cyprian step by step. I'll reveal the 4 sacred herbs that form the foundation of this bath, the correct way to prepare them, and the secrets to activate their maximum power. So get ready to receive knowledge that could completely change your lives. Now let's begin with the first and perhaps most important of the herbs in this ritual, rue. This is not just any herb. In Saint Cyprian's manuscripts, rue is referred to as the celestial broom because it literally sweeps away all negative energies, curses, dark magic workings, and blockages that may be affecting your life. Take a good look at this plant. Rue has a strong, penetrating aroma that many find unpleasant, but Saint Cyprian taught that it's precisely that strong smell that signifies its immense power to repel negativity. Its small, bluish-green leaves contain essential oils and compounds capable of dissolving any dense energy that clings to your energetic field. Saint Cyprian used rue constantly in his protection and cleansing rituals. Legend has it that when he was still practicing dark magic, he tried to cast a spell on a holy man using his most powerful magical arts. However, this man always carried a branch of rue with him, and all of Cyprian's spells bounced back, returning to him with triple force. This experience taught him the immense protective power of this plant. For our ritual bath, we need fresh rue, preferably cut during the waning moon. If you can't get it fresh, dried rue will also work, but it has less potency. Ideally, you should have a rue plant in your home, as it also protects the house from negative energies and envy when planted in the garden or in a pot near the entrance. Now, a very important point that Saint Cyprian emphasizes in his manuscripts: when you collect or buy rue, you should thank it in advance for its help. Take the plant with respect and say mentally or quietly, "Sacred rue, I thank you for your protection and for clearing my path of all negativity." This is crucial because plants have spirits and respond to our intentions. Let me tell you about Elena, a follower of the channel who was going through a terrible time. She had lost her job, her partner had left her, and she felt like everything was going wrong. After doing this bath with rue, she discovered that an envious neighbor had placed a black magic spell on her. The rue not only cleared that spell, but created such a strong protective barrier that that very neighbor moved out a week later without any explanation. To prepare the rue correctly for our bath, you should take about a large handful of fresh rue, or half a handful if it's dried. But here comes the secret that few know. Before placing it in the water, you should gently rub the leaves between your hands while visualizing all the negativity in your life being dissolved and eliminated. Feel the penetrating aroma of the rue filling your senses. And affirm mentally, "With this sacred rue, I clear my path and dissolve all obstacles." There's an important warning I must make. Pregnant women should not use rue in any ritual, as it has properties that can affect pregnancy. Also, after handling rue, wash your hands well before touching your eyes or sensitive body parts, as it can cause irritation. The power of rue is so intense that with just this element, we would already be performing a powerful cleansing bath. But Saint Cyprian, in his infinite wisdom, discovered that when we combine rue with the other 3 sacred herbs I'm about to show you, its power multiplies exponentially. Each herb serves a specific function within the ritual, creating a perfect symphony of energies that opens all paths. Now, let's move on to the second sacred herb of our ritual bath, a herb that complements rue perfectly and acts directly on our economic prosperity. The second sacred herb that Saint Cyprian revealed in his manuscripts is the powerful rosemary. Take a good look at this wonderful plant with its slender leaves and intensely aromatic scent. In the secret grimoires, Saint Cyprian referred to rosemary as the rod of abundance, and it's no coincidence that in many traditions it is considered a sacred herb linked to prosperity. According to Saint Cyprian's teachings, rosemary has the extraordinary ability to attract abundance and open the pathways to economic prosperity. Its energetic properties act like a magnet for financial opportunities and dissolve the blockages that prevent money from flowing to us. In one of the most revealing passages of his manuscripts, Saint Cyprian recounts how he used rosemary to help a merchant who was on the verge of ruin. This merchant, after performing the ritual with rosemary that Cyprian taught him, not only saved his business, but within a month had doubled his profits and found new partners who propelled his company to levels never before imagined. For our ritual bath, we need fresh rosemary with stems and leaves in good condition. Rosemary should be collected preferably at dawn, when the sun is just beginning to rise, as this is when its properties for attracting abundance are at their peak. If you can't find it fresh, dried rosemary will also work, though with less potency. Now, I'm going to reveal the secret that Saint Cyprian taught to enhance rosemary. When you have it in your hands, hold it in front of you and recite the following prayer while looking at it intently. Sacred rosemary, divine plant, by the power that God gave you and that Saint Cyprian recognized, attract all the abundance of the universe to me. Where there was scarcity, let there now be prosperity. Where there were debts, let there now be payments. Where there were closed doors, let golden paths now open. So I decree, so I affirm, so it shall manifest. This prayer should be said 3 times, and then you should blow gently on the rosemary. This symbolic act of blowing represents how you activate the magical properties of the plant with your vital breath. I'll share something personal. 2 years ago, I was going through a really tough financial situation. I had accumulated debts, and it seemed that every time I tried to move forward financially, a new, unexpected expense would arise. I performed this bath with a special emphasis on rosemary, following St. Cyprian's instructions to the letter. A week later, I received a call from an old client I hadn't heard from in years, offering me a project that not only allowed me to pay off all my debts, but also opened the doors to new clients and opportunities that continue to come my way to this day. To prepare rosemary correctly for our bath, take about a large handful, and before adding it to the water, gently break the stems and rub the leaves between your fingers to release their aroma and essential oils. As you do this, visualize money flowing to you from multiple sources, debts being cancelled, and job or business opportunities manifesting in your life. The scent of rosemary is particularly important in this ritual, as Saint Cyprian taught that the smell acts as a caller of prosperity. So when you're preparing your bath, take deep breaths of the aroma emanating from the rosemary and feel that energy of abundance beginning to vibrate in your energetic field. Now, imagine the combined power of rue, which cleanses and eliminates obstacles, along with rosemary, which attracts prosperity and abundance. With just these 2 herbs, we would already have an extremely potent bath. But St. Cyprian didn't stop there. He knew that for true holistic change, we need to balance all areas of our lives. And that's why we're going to continue with the 3rd sacred herb, which acts directly on our ability to attract and maintain love in our lives. The 3rd sacred herb that Saint Cyprian revealed in his secret manuscripts is the powerful basil. Take a good look at this wonderful plant with its bright green leaves and sweet, refreshing aroma. In the ancient grimoires, Saint Cyprian referred to basil as the green heart of love, and he considered it one of the most powerful herbs for anything related to matters of the heart. Basil, according to Saint Cyprian's teachings, has the extraordinary ability to attract true love, heal damaged relationships, and open our hearts to both give and receive love in a balanced way. Its energetic properties act directly on our emotional field, harmonizing feelings and creating a magnetic aura that attracts healthy, loving relationships. In one of the most fascinating accounts from his manuscripts, St. Cyprian narrates how he used basil to help a couple that had been in constant conflict for years and was on the verge of separation. After performing a ritual with basil that he taught them, the couple experienced an astonishing transformation. The fight ceased, communication flowed again, and they rediscovered the love that had initially brought them together. For our ritual bath, we need fresh basil with large, aromatic leaves. St. Cyprian recommended collecting it during the full moon, when its properties for attracting love are at their peak. If you can't find it fresh, dried basil will also work, though it won't have the same potency as the fresh. Now, I'm going to reveal the secret ritual that St. Cyprian taught to enhance the power of basil in matters of the heart. Take 3 basil leaves and rub them between the palms of your hands while mentally formulating your love-related desire. It could be attracting a partner if you're single, improving an existing relationship, or even healing a broken heart. As you rub the leaves, feel their essence soaking into your hands and visualize clearly what you desire in the love arena. I'll share something that happened to me personally. A few years ago, my romantic relationship was going through a very tough time. Communication had broken down, and we felt like we were drifting further apart each day. I decided to perform this bath with special attention to basil, following St. Cyprian's instructions exactly. What happened next was truly miraculous. That very night, we had a deep and sincere conversation that we hadn't been able to have in months. Emotional barriers dissolved, and we were able to reconnect from a place of understanding and renewed love. To prepare basil correctly for our bath, take about a large handful of fresh leaves. Here's the secret. Before adding it to the water, take 3 basil leaves and place them over your heart for a few seconds while repeating 3 times. By the power of universal love and the wisdom of St. Cyprian, may my heart open to give and receive true love. Then, rub all the leaves between your hands to release their aroma and essential oils. St. Cyprian taught that spreading dried basil leaves on the floor of your home also attracts positive, loving energies and wards off entities or energies that may be causing conflicts in your relationships. If you have persistent issues in your love life, you can complement the bath with this additional practice. The aroma of basil is particularly important in this ritual, as it acts as a harmonizer of emotional energies. So when you're preparing your bath, take deep breaths of the aroma emanating from the basil and feel that energy of love beginning to vibrate in your energetic field. Now imagine the combined power of rue that cleans obstacles, rosemary that attracts prosperity, and basil that harmonizes love. With just these 3 herbs, we would already have an extraordinarily powerful bath. But St. Cyprian, in his infinite wisdom, included a 4th herb to complete this perfect ritual and ensure that all areas of our lives are covered. Let's continue with the 4th and final sacred herb, which acts directly on our health and physical and mental well-being. The 4th sacred herb that St. Cyprian revealed in his secret grimoires is the powerful mint. Take a good look at this wonderful plant with its serrated leaves and unmistakable fresh, invigorating aroma. In the ancient manuscripts, St. Cyprian referred to mint as the divine balm, and he considered it the supreme herb for physical, mental, and spiritual healing. Mint, according to St. Cyprian's teachings, has the extraordinary ability to balance our energy centers, what we now know as chakras, and purify our auric field from stagnant energies that may manifest as illnesses or discomforts. Its vibrational properties act as a restorer of life force, allowing energy to flow freely throughout our being. It's important to note that St. Cyprian made a clear distinction between regular peppermint and the true mint we should use for this ritual. If you look at the base of the stem of authentic mint, you'll notice a slight purplish or reddish tint that distinguishes it. This mint is what contains the most potent healing properties according to the manuscripts. In one of the most impactful accounts from his writings, Cyprian tells how he used mint to heal a young woman suffering from a mysterious illness that no doctor had been able to diagnose. The young woman suffered from constant pain, extreme fatigue, and episodes of distress that incapacitated her completely. After performing a ritual with mint that Cyprian taught her, the young woman began to improve rapidly. Within a week, all her symptoms had disappeared, and her vital energy had returned completely. For our ritual bath, we need fresh mint with bright aromatic leaves. Saint Cyprian recommended collecting it at noon, when the sun is at its highest, as this is when its healing properties are at their maximum potential. If you can't find it fresh, dried mint will also work, though with less intensity. Now I'll reveal the secret that Saint Cyprian taught to activate the healing properties of mint. When you have the mint leaves in your hands, you should gently rub the leaves between your fingers to release their essential oils, while visualizing a bright emerald green light emanating from them. This light represents its healing power. As you do this, mentally repeat, "By the divine power that resides in this sacred plant, may my body, mind, and spirit be healed and renewed completely." I'll share something personal. A few years ago, I was suffering from chronic insomnia and anxiety that severely affected my quality of life. No medication seemed to work in the long run. I decided to perform this bath with special attention to mint, following St. Cyprian's instructions precisely. The result was astonishing. The first night after the bath, I slept deeply for the first time in months. The anxiety began to decrease day by day, and within 2 weeks I had regained my emotional balance and energy. To prepare mint correctly for our bath, take about a large handful of fresh leaves. The secret is to lightly crush the leaves between your hands to release their essential oils. As you do this, visualize any illness, pain, or discomfort being dissolved and eliminated from your body. See how the life energy flows freely throughout your being, revitalizing every cell and restoring perfect balance. Saint Cyprian taught that the aroma of mint acts as a purifier that clears the mind and opens energy channels. So when you're preparing your bath, take deep breaths of the aroma emanating from the mint and feel that healing energy beginning to work in your physical and subtle body. Now imagine the combined power of these 4 sacred herbs: rue that cleanses and protects, rosemary that attracts prosperity, basil that harmonizes love, and mint that restores health and well-being. Together, they create what Saint Cyprian called the master bath, capable of completely transforming all areas of our lives. But the true secret of this ritual lies not just in the individual herbs, but in the specific way they are combined and activated. And that is exactly what we're going to reveal next. Now we arrive at the most important moment of this video, the complete revelation of the ritual as St. Cyprian taught it in his secret manuscripts. This is not just a simple herbal bath, but a complete ceremonial ritual that, when performed correctly, has the power to transform your life entirely. First, we must pay attention to the ideal lunar phase for performing this bath. Saint Cyprian taught that the waxing moon is the optimal time for attraction and manifestation rituals like this one. Ideally, the bath should be prepared and performed between the 3rd and 7th day after the new moon. This is the period when the energies of growth and manifestation are at their peak. Now, the exact order of preparation, which is absolutely crucial according to St. Cyprian's manuscripts. Many people make the mistake of simply throwing all the herbs together at once, thereby losing much of the ritual's power. The secret lies in the precise sequence and the power words uttered at each step. Let's start with the elements you'll need. A large handful of fresh rue, or half a handful if dried. a large handful of fresh rosemary or half a handful. If dried, a large handful of fresh basil or half a handful if dried, a large handful of fresh mint or half a handful if dried, a large stainless steel or ceramic pot, never aluminum, 3 liters of spring or filtered water, a white candle, a silver coin, or if not available, any coin. The ritual begins the night before the bath. Place the herbs in a spot where they can catch the moonlight, even if it's through a window. As you do this, say aloud, "Blessed herbs under the moonlight, charge yourselves with power to open all my paths." The next day, preferably at dawn, begins the preparation of the bath. Light the white candle and place it near where you'll prepare the bath. This candle represents the divine light that will guide your path. Boil the 3 liters of water. When it's just about to boil, lower the heat and start adding the herbs, in the following precise order that Saint Cyprian considers sacred. First, add the rue. As you do, say 3 times, "By the power of rue, all negativity dissolves and transmutes. My paths are cleansed and completely opened." Wait exactly 1 minute, visualizing how the energy of the rue infuses the water. Second, add the rosemary. As you do, say 3 times, "By the power of rosemary, abundance and prosperity flow to me. All doors to success and money open before me." Wait another minute, visualizing how the energy of the rosemary combines with that of the rue. Third, add the basil. As you do, say 3 times, "By the power of basil, true love and harmonious relationships manifest in my life. My heart is open to give and receive love in abundance." Wait another minute, feeling how the energy of the basil joins the previous ones. Finally, add the mint. As you do, say 3 times, "By the power of mint, my body, mind, and spirit are completely restored. Perfect health and total well-being are now mine." Let the herbs simmer for exactly 7 minutes. Saint Cyprian considered the number 7 as sacred and linked to complete manifestation. While it simmers, visualize intensely your desires manifesting in the 3 areas: money, love, and health. Be specific in your visualization. Once the 7 minutes have passed, turn off the heat and cover the pot with a lid. Say, "The power is sealed. The transformation begins now." Let the preparation cool until it is lukewarm. In the meantime, prepare your regular bath with warm water. St. Cyprian's ritual indicates that you should first bathe normally, thoroughly washing your body. Once you're clean, strain the herbal preparation and add it to your bath. Before entering the water with the herbs, toss the coin inside while saying, "Just as this coin attracts more coins, this bath attracts abundance, love, and health into my life." Immerse yourself in the bath and stay there for at least 15 minutes. During this time, close your eyes and vividly visualize how your life changes positively in all 3 areas. See money flowing to you, love manifesting perfectly, and your health glowing. Saint Cyprian taught a crucial detail that many overlook. While you're in the bath, you should dip your head 3 times in the water. Each time you do, mentally repeat, "I immerse myself in universal abundance. Everything I desire is mine now." Jitofo. When you exit the bath, do not dry off with a towel. Let the water dry naturally on your body so that the properties of the herbs are fully absorbed by your skin. The coin you used in the ritual should be kept in your wallet or purse as a talisman for ongoing prosperity. To achieve optimal results, St. Cyprian recommended performing this bath for 3 consecutive days during the waxing moon. Prepare a new mixture each day. I want to share my complete personal experience with this ritual so you can understand its true transformative power. When I performed it for the first time, I was in a truly desperate situation. I had lost my job after the company I worked for suddenly shut down. My relationship was so strained that we were sleeping in separate rooms, and I suffered from chronic migraines that incapacitated me several days each month. I found this ritual in Saint Cyprian's manuscripts almost by chance, or perhaps it was divine synchronicity that led me to it. I decided to follow it to the letter, not skipping any steps. I clearly remember the feeling as I immersed myself in that bath for the first time. An inexplicable warmth coursed through my entire body, from my feet to my head, like a soft but intense electric current. That very night, I slept like I hadn't in years, deeply and without interruptions. By the third day of performing the ritual, I received a call from an old colleague offering me a position at his new company, with a salary 30% higher than what I had before. My partner, without me saying anything, approached me with a completely different attitude, suggesting that we try to resolve our issues. And to my astonishment, the migraines began to space out until they practically disappeared in the following weeks. Now, I want to reveal an additional secret that I haven't shared before on the channel. In extremely difficult cases, when blockages seem impossible to overcome, Saint Cyprian revealed in a secret section of his manuscripts the addition of a fifth herb, laurel. Laurel acts as an amplifier that enhances the effect of the other 4 herbs. If you decide to add laurel to your ritual, you should add exactly 7 leaves after the mint, while saying, "By the sacred power of laurel, may my requests be heard in higher realms and manifest quickly and perfectly in my life." However, I warn you, this addition should only be used in truly critical situations, as its power is so intense that it can bring about changes too quickly, which may be overwhelming if you're not prepared for them. Another important element that Saint Cyprian mentioned is the purity of intention. This ritual works from the universal law of attraction and correspondence. If you use it with negative intentions or to harm others, the energy will bounce back on you with triple force. Always focus your requests on your own well-being and growth, never to harm others or manipulate their wills. To further enhance this ritual, you can complement it with specific candles for each area. A green candle for prosperity and money, a red candle for love and relationships, a blue candle for health and well-being. Light these candles while bathing, placing them in a safe spot near the bathtub or shower. The experience of Maria Elena, a follower of the channel, is particularly impressive. She had been diagnosed with a tumor that required immediate surgery. She performed this ritual during the 3 days leading up to her final exams before surgery. To the astonishment of the doctors, when they repeated the tests, the tumor had significantly decreased in size, allowing for a much less invasive procedure. Additionally, during those same days, she received an unexpected inheritance from a distant relative that allowed her to cover all the medical expenses that her insurance wouldn't. St. Cyprian also taught complementary rituals to this bath, such as cleansing the home with the same herbs. You can prepare a more concentrated version of the same formula and spray it in the corners of your house, especially near doors and windows, to create a protective shield and an energy field that attracts the positive and repels the negative. Always remember, the power of this ritual doesn't just lie in the herbs, but in your faith, your clear intention, and in precisely following each step as it was transmitted by Saint Cyprian. We've come to the end of this revealing journey through one of Saint Cyprian's most powerful rituals. Let me summarize the extraordinary benefits that this road-opening bath can bring to your life when performed correctly. In the economic realm, you will experience a deep cleansing of the blockages that have been preventing money from flowing to you. New job opportunities, unexpected salary increases, profitable business ideas, or even passive income can manifest. The energy of rosemary tirelessly works to attract abundance in all its forms. In the love realm, the energy of basil will open your heart to give and receive love in a balanced way. If you're single, compatible people will begin to appear in your path. If you're in a relationship, communication will significantly improve, and emotional connection will deepen. Past wounds will begin to heal, allowing you to move forward with lightness. In the health realm, the energy of mint will restore your vitality and energetic balance. Chronic ailments may begin to improve, your energy will increase significantly, and your mental clarity will sharpen. Rest will be deeper and more restorative, allowing your body to activate its natural healing mechanisms. The ideal days to perform this ritual, according to St. Cyprian's manuscripts, are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, preferably during the waxing moon. These days have a particular vibration that enhances the effects of the bath. If you cannot perform it on these specific days, any day during the waxing moon will be beneficial. If you found this video helpful and want to delve deeper into the ancient wisdom of St. Cyprian, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We have a complete series dedicated to the secrets of this great master, including rituals for specific situations, such as attracting a specific love, resolving legal issues, or eliminating persistent illnesses. I would love to hear your experiences with this ritual bath. If you perform it, please share your results in the comments so that other followers can be inspired by your testimonies. Your transformation stories not only motivate me to continue sharing this knowledge, but also help create a community of mutual support where we can all grow and evolve together. Remember, this ancient knowledge has survived for centuries because it works. It's not superstition or arbitrary beliefs, but refined energetic technologies honed through generations of careful practice and observation. St. Cyprian was not only a powerful magician, but also a meticulous researcher of the universal laws that govern our reality. I want to conclude this video with the blessing that St. Cyprian shared with those he taught his secrets. May the paths open before you like a field of flowers after the rain. May prosperity accompany you like a shadow follows the body under the sun. May love surround you like the air you breathe, omnipresent and vital. May health flow through your being like crystal clear spring water. By the divine power that resides in all things, your desires manifest now in perfect harmony with the greater good. So be it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring the mysteries and secrets of the universe that surrounds us.